Bertrand is in the game, and as you guys know, I've done my full guide on this hero, but guess what? It's even more wrong than we thought, because he is more broken and bugged as ever. And today I'm going to actually clear up a lot of conspiracies, a lot of confusion about this hero, and explain it all for you guys. Hello guys, yes, smash a like, comment, and subscribe for more daily videos with me, MrSneakyy, the one and only official Call of Dragons content creator. And I am here again with another Bertrand video, but it's a little bit different. It's not like the full guide. The full guide, I'm going to stick by and stand by it, right? However, this is the big however. Bertrand's skills 1 and 2 really do not work / are really weird in how they work too, and they are currently bugged as well. So I'm going to try and explain all of that in today's video, right? I've got reports to explain it as well to make it a little bit easier so you guys can see it, right? So, as you guys know, in the video, we've been testing Bertrand in the deputy role with most of our flying mages and stuff to see, to be honest, if he's worth using, right? To see if this guy is actually worth using as a mage match. What we noticed in all the reports, as you guys know, is a common theme that no matter what mage you put as a primary, you're going to get this infinite loop. And that is no mistake. It is actually no mistake. And it's due to the way skill 1 and skill 2 actually, like, works, right? So the way this works is pretty simple, as you guys can imagine. Whenever hero skill damage is dealt, so this is technically Bertrand or the other hero. So if anyone deals damage, you're going to gain a stack. And then you're going to consume that stack to deal, obviously, more damage dealt on the Bertrand, right? Really, really cool little feature, right? However, how this actually works when you have Bertrand in the deputy role is very different to how you think it actually works. Because what actually happens is almost like a stacking wheel on itself, where it resets the buff almost. So what you can imagine is Lilia, Valen, any of your mages that are going to use their skill 1 that deals damage factor and obviously trigger this hero skill damage dealt, right? Anytime that happens, what's going to occur is you're going to get 1 stack. And then as soon as Bertrand, the deputy, fires off, you're not going to gain 2 stacks and then it's going to fire and then obviously you replenish. What it does is it fires the damage and it consumes all of the stacks at the same time. Meaning it's going to consume the 1 stack and then deal the damage. And because now damage is dealt, as you can guess, 1 stack is now applied again. Meaning if this guy is in the deputy role, no matter what hero you place in front of him, it will never work as you intend it. You will never get it to a point where you'll have 8% or, 12%, like 2 or 3 stacks of damage. In order to do that, you need Bertrand to actually be in the primary role. Because what will happen is Bertrand will consume the stacks that are going to be 0. Then he's going to deal damage gaining 1 stack. He's then going to also deal damage through his secondary hero to gain a 2nd stack. And you'll see that he'll have 8% extra damage and gain, obviously, the buff, right? However, as you guys know, with Bertrand, and this is the second part of this kind of video that we're going to lead into, Thirst for Blood is supposed to trigger this skill, right? It's supposed to trigger this skill for our hero. However, it doesn't. However, it really doesn't. And I really want to shout out another fellow content creator, not casuals, for finding this out. Because everyone, to be honest, including myself, has been doing major testing as Bertrand in the deputy role to see what you can run in the primary to see if it's better. But nothing works, right? And if we go into the reports now and just start to obviously bring in some evidence and not just me talking, nonsense, what we're going to do is firstly go over the reports below, because these are the reports that are in my original video, and you can see Bertrand is in the deputy role. But what we're going to do is afterwards, as you can see, I did 2 extra reports, and that was done today after Not Casuals finding this bug out with Thirst for Blood and actually us doing more testing on how Bertrand works. And the thing is, what you'll notice is all I've done is in this actual report, I have removed Thirst for Blood, meaning I have actually spent 2,000 gems to refresh my tree, to make a new tree, and then obviously switch back to the tree I actually wanted to use. Just for this testing. I know it sounds crazy. I don't care. I do this for you guys. But we did it. And then in this tree is going to be Thirst for Blood, right? So what we're going to do is compare all of these reports, right? Because what you're going to notice, if we look at the Valen primary and Bertrand in the secondary, go to the battle logs, we can click on any of these turns, and if you click on any of these turns, as you can see, on the right side is a nice, really, really quick, easy, overall viewing of it. So I don't need to click down here at first until something changes. And what we need to pay attention to is the 15% hero skill damage dealt. That is increased because of our Valen, right? Valen gives us 15%. So that's where that's come from. So when we start clicking down here, you're going to start to see the 15% is going to increase, as you can imagine, to 19%. And the way it gets to 19% is because of our hero dealing damage. So Bertrand deals that compound interest, right? He gives the compound interest to our Valen on the next turn. So he actually has that 4% increase. Whoop, whoop. We're buzzing, right? But then, obviously, because there's no more stacks, when we go down, you can see 19%, you can see 19%, and here you're still seeing 19%. Because basically, there's actually no stacks. Valen is the actual first hero now dealing the stacks because Bertrand's consumed them all. Do you understand where we're going now? So now when it rolls around again, if we go down here, what you can imagine is Bertrand is going to consume all of the stacks, and then he's going to gain another stack again from our Valen, and we can watch that very easily. 19%, 19%, 19%, 19%, 15 disappeared because we've consumed it. We've eaten that stack, and then here we've got 19%, here we've got 19%, and here we've got 19% because we've got the next bit of damage amplified back on, but we don't gain it from any other means. And that just showcases a small bug when you have Bertrand in the secondary role, right? So let's compare that with the primary one, right? So if we put this now in a primary Bertrand and Valen and go to the battle log, you're going to see something very, very different. So again, hero skill damage is at 15%, and we can go all the way down through these turns and see 15%. Now, what's going to be different is we have a 4% increase because of Valen casting his skill first. We are then having another 4%, as you can see. We now have still that same 4%, but now we're on 23%. And we can actually see this happen in live turn. So if we go into here, we can see our increase is increased by 4% because of the Bertrand. And then if we go down and we look at here, what we're going to see is 8%. So Bertrand's hero skill damage was increased by 8% due to compound's increase, which is crazy. Do you not think? And that's because of Frozen Star. So you can see Frozen Star was casted first, allowing it to be a stack, and then we have compound interest being added onto it, right? And that's really weird, really weird. And the funny thing is, if you guys are probably, if you did check there, if you go across into all of these, you'll notice, even when I'm casting my entitled rage, there's no thirst for blood. There's no thirst for blood right now. But we're still able to go from 4%, and we're able to increase that to 8%. And again, if you look, there's no thirst for blood, guys. But now, if we go and check it again, we do the exact same test. Nothing's changed, guys. Nothing has changed, I promise you. We've got 15%, 15%, 15%. Go to the next one. 15%. Our skills triggered, meaning next turn we have 19%. Amazing. We've kept that buff. We now have 19%, and we should, in theory, have more. We do. We have 23%. But in theory, we should have even more because we have First Blood online, right? So again, if we look at these different triggers, we can now look for Blue Blood was triggered. Compound Interest was triggered through, obviously, Entitled Rage. Spirit of Rage was triggered. Our Thirst for Blood was triggered. But we did not trigger Compound Interest. It will tell you if this has been triggered, as you can see from that skill. It's like a subsection of triggers, right? But it doesn't do that. And you can see this happen again on this tree. So if we go down even further, look, 4%, guys. Nice and easy. We're in this next section now where our Thirst for Blood's being triggered with our Frozen Star, but we only have 8%. And that just showcases, look, without Thirst for Blood, we had 8%, and now with Thirst for Blood, we still have 8%, meaning the Thirst for Blood does not work with Bertrand. Like, literally, it does not work right now. So, what the whole story, or the whole, I don't know, summary of today's video is, as you can guess, is, I'm not gonna lie, I believe Bertrand is a good hero. I really do think he's a good hero. However, he really just does not work right now, as you can tell. Like, the Compound Interest skill interacting with Entitled Rage is causing so many problems and differences if Bertrand is in the primary role or in the secondary role. And then on top of this, with the talent pages that everyone is recommended compared to not, right? And obviously there is other bugs in the game, right? And you can test out other bugs yourselves. And if you guys know other bugs in Call of Dragons, you know what to do. Smash a like, comment, and subscribe. Put the comment below, and I'll test it out. I'll test out all the bugs myself. I know a few, and obviously we report them. But obviously, without testing and double checking bugs, we can't obviously give this information to the devs and tell them how to fix it, right? But I hope you guys understand what this video is all about. I hope I've cleared up everything. And I want to once again, shout out to Not Casuals. Both me and him, he figured out the whole not working, obviously, with the main talent of Thirst for Blood, and then myself figuring out, obviously, Bertrand just doesn't work as a deputy hero. So there's two different bugs there that makes Bertrand really a really bad hero. But if they get fixed, which I can imagine they get fixed, he's going to be an amazing, I think, flying mage hero that you guys will enjoy with other matches. So, again, one more shout out to Not Casuals. Check out his video that he will be most likely creating and uploading himself today or in the next few days, because he's really good like that. And he's similar to me. You know, we do really in-depth videos and we try to break down the game as much as we can. And we're like the only guys that honestly try to do it as much as we do. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was Bertrand, skill 1, skill 2, cleared up, bugged, explained, done. So, until next video, stay safe, stay sneaky, guys, and peace out.